What if the most familiar thing in your life, the thing you experience every single second, the thing that seems as natural as breathing, doesn't exist at all? Not in the way you think, not in the way you were taught, and maybe not in any way whatsoever, because today, modern physics is confronting a truth so unsettling, so disruptive that for decades scientists avoided it entirely. It's the idea that time, the flow, the direction, the past becoming present, becoming future, might be an illusion created by the human mind to make sense of something far stranger underneath. And right now, buried in the equations of relativity, quantum mechanics, and cosmology, there are clues that the universe may not have a past, present, and future. It may have something else entirely. Let's begin with something you've always assumed. The idea that time flows. It moves forward. One direction. You grow older, you move through events, you experience moments that seem to appear and disappear. But here's the truth. Physics has never found a single equation that requires time to flow. Not one. In fact, every major equation that governs the universe works perfectly whether time moves forward, backward, or doesn't move at all. Time in the equations of physics is static, frozen, laid out like a map, not a river. This is called the block universe. In the block universe, your birth, your death, every moment you've ever lived and ever will live, all coexist simultaneously. You don't move through time, you move through a landscape of events that already exist. The only reason you feel time passing is because your consciousness experiences these events in a sequence, not because the events themselves are being created. In this view, time doesn't flow. You do. But it gets stranger. Einstein himself said that the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. He didn't mean it poetically. He meant it mathematically. He meant that nothing in physics actually distinguishes the past from the future. So if the universe doesn't care about time, why do you? One idea is that your mind evolved to experience events in a sequence because it was necessary for survival. You wouldn't last long if you couldn't remember the past or predict the future. But that doesn't make time real. It just makes your perception of time useful. This would be like saying the sun rises and sets. It looks like that. It feels like that. But it's not true. Time might be the same kind of illusion, a trick of perspective. But to understand how deep this goes, we need to look at the weirdest part of quantum physics. In quantum mechanics, particles don't have definite positions or states until they are measured. Before measurement, they exist in a cloud of probabilities. Past and future blur together. A particle can affect another particle not just across space, but across time. This is called retrocausality. We've seen experiments where a measurement made in the present seems to determine the state of a particle in the past, as if the particle was waiting for you to decide what its history should be. That makes no sense in a universe where time flows in one direction. But it makes perfect sense in a universe where time is just another coordinate. In that universe, the past isn't behind you. It's simply another location in space-time. And your decision now selects a path through the block universe that determines which version of the past becomes part of your timeline. This isn't science fiction. It's the actual interpretation of experiments like the delayed choice quantum eraser. But you might be wondering, if time doesn't exist, why do we age? Why do stars burn out? Why does entropy increase? Because entropy, the measure of disorder, is what gives time the illusion of direction. When entropy increases, systems move from order to disorder. An ice cube melts. A living organism decays. A star burns fuel and collapses. But entropy doesn't require time to flow. Entropy is simply the comparison between one region of the block universe and another. You observe one state, then later observe a more disordered state. It feels like a progression because that's how your consciousness navigates the block. Imagine a film reel. The entire story exists at once. The beginning, the climax, the ending. Nothing is being created, nothing is passing. But when you watch it, your mind processes one frame after another. You experience the illusion of time. Now imagine the universe as that reel, and your consciousness as the projector. The flow is not in the film, it's in the watching. But if time isn't fundamental, then the universe has no beginning and no end. Or worse, the beginning and the end exist together. This idea becomes even more extreme when you consider Julian Barber's theory of timeless physics. Barber argues that the universe is made of nows, individual snapshots of reality, each one complete and self-contained. Your life is not a line, it's a collection of moments, and the only thing connecting them is memory. In his view, memory is what creates the illusion of time, not time creating memory. And memory itself isn't reliable. It's a physical structure in your brain, one that can be altered, erased, or rewritten. So if your memory changed, would your past change with it? Philosophically, yes. Physically, maybe also yes, because in a timeless universe, your past is not something you leave behind. It's a static place in space-time that you can, in principle, revisit under the right conditions. Gravity already slows time. Speed already slows time. Space and time bend, fold, and stretch depending on mass and motion. If you approached a black hole, your time would slow to nearly zero. Outside observers would see you frozen. From your perspective, they would appear to move at impossible speed. Whose time is real? The answer: neither. Time isn't real in either frame. It's relational, it's perspective. And if time is not real, then what about the Big Bang? Did it happen at the beginning? Or is the Big Bang simply a boundary in space-time, a structure, not a moment? Some physicists argue that the Big Bang is just another location on the map of the block universe, not the start of anything. Others propose that what we call before the Big Bang is meaningless because time as we understand it didn't exist. But this raises a deeper question. If time isn't fundamental, then what is the universe doing? What is change? What is evolution? What is choice? What is free will? If your future already exists somewhere in the block universe, are you truly deciding anything? Or are you simply walking a path that is already laid out? One interpretation suggests that all possible futures exist, but your consciousness selects one by moving through space-time. This selection isn't predetermined, it's participatory. It's quantum. In this view, the universe doesn't tell you where to go. You choose the route, and the universe reveals the version of the future that corresponds to your choice. Consciousness is the navigator, space-time is the terrain. But there's an even stranger idea. If time isn't real, then your identity, the thing you call you, is not a continuous thread. You are a series of snapshots, a collection of stable patterns. Your sense of continuity is just memory stitching those snapshots together. Which means the version of you watching this video is not the same version who started it. You are a different configuration of matter, memory, and awareness experiencing the next frame in the reel. So what does it mean to live in a universe where time doesn't exist? It means your fears about the future are misplaced, because the future isn't ahead of you. It's already there. It means your regrets about the past are illusions, because the past isn't behind you, it's another coordinate. It means your life is not a journey from beginning to end. It's a landscape you are exploring one moment at a time. And it means something even more profound. If time is an illusion, then every moment of your life is eternal. Each moment exists forever. You don't lose moments. You simply leave them. And they remain unchanged in the structure of the universe. You are not a being moving through time. You are a being experiencing existence from a vantage point within space-time. And if you shift your perspective, you can change how you navigate the map of your life. The question isn't whether time exists. The question is, What will you do with the illusion while you're inside it? Let's discuss. This is Veritas Labs, where truth is tested.